Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, October 22nd. Topical Tuesday on 2/2 of October 2019. Steve Sipress here with another beautiful early fall, or maybe it's mid-fall or whatever, sunset happening over the mountains behind me. And tonight, right now, the World Series is on. And I'm talking about Major League Baseball in the United States of America, the World Series, featuring the champion of the National League and the champion of the American League. And as we're recording this, we're just starting the third inning with the Astros up 2-1 over the Washington Nationals. And it gave me the idea, clients come to me for strategy, for tactics, for ideas, for consulting, for coaching on everything about making money in their business. Advertising, marketing, sales, and a lot of that. I help them in ways that you might think, because you might not think, because it's not just run-of-the-mill, here are the rules, or here are the three things, or whatever. I help people have a lot of fun while they make a lot of money and release their stress. And the World Series just reminded me of a whole lot of fun. I'm constantly coming up with new ideas and ways to make money, but I don't just pull these out of my butt. Over decades of owning dozens of my own successful businesses and helping thousands of business owners, likely just like you, that are providing an excellent product or service, but you're just frustrated because that's not translating into making all the money that you want to make and having the great freedom and lifestyle that you want to have, that you thought you would have. That was your goal when you started a business. I want to make all the money I want to make. I want to have a lot of personal freedom, a lot of personal control. And yet you find that regardless of how excellent you're providing a product or service, you have the missing piece. The client getting the income producing aspect of your business, the sales, the marketing, the advertising. Well, that's where I come in. No matter what the business, don't ask me to be doing any of the doing stuff. I'm not going to be sitting there helping you to do auto repair or plumbing or medical stuff, or be a lawyer or a dentist or an accountant or any of that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely going to be able to help you bring in the cash. And that's why people come to me. And by the way, in case I forget, if you want help and you just want to brainstorm or get some ideas from me that will help you in particular have fun and make money in your business, go to helpfromsteve.com. That's a link to my personal calendar. We get on the phone and we have some fun and you make a lot of money. Did that today. I had about 6 or 7 of these calls back to back to back to back. It was a lot of fun. Had a couple of client calls mixed in. Today is a day I do my weekly group coaching call every Tuesday. So I just had a lot of fun discussing a lot of great money-making business ideas with entrepreneurs, business owners that want to have more fun and make more money. And the World Series is a great way to do it. Now, of course, I'm not talking about, unless somehow you're a gifted athlete with somehow playing in the World Series and making a lot of money, or betting on the World Series and winning and making a lot of money. You can do all that stuff. I'm talking about using the concept of and or the term itself, World Series, in your business to make money. Now, here's a very cool thing. I did a little search a little while ago, and then I was going to record the video, and then the game was so interesting I couldn't tear myself away. Every inning seems to be, both of these pitchers are crazy 100-mile-an-hour hard-throwing pitchers, and the hitters somehow are hitting the ball all over the place, and all kinds of stuff is going on. So it's been about an hour since I did this search, but man, I just looked online for anything called the World Series of something, and I found all kinds of cool stuff. I'm like, man, everyone, I think you've heard of, well, first of all, there's the World Series of baseball we're talking about, but then I think you've heard of the World Series of poker. That's a famous one where people pitch in 10 grand a piece somewhere in Vegas, and the winner goes away with millions of dollars and gets on TV and all that kind of stuff. But man, there were some obscure ones. Oh, another one fairly well known, the World Series of comedy. I think it said it was in its 10th year. I have a client who is a hilarious top comedian, and what he really is the top marketing comedian in the country. And so he would know about the World Series of comedy. Hey, my beautiful wife Michelle is here. Hello, my honey. And what else? Man, there was the World Series of birding. There was the World Series of grappling. There was the World Series of team roping. There was a World Series of all kinds of crazy stuff. And depending on how many pages you want to go and whatever search engines you're looking at, I'm sure you can come up with dozens and dozens of these. So, how about in your business or in your industry, you put together the World Series of whatever? Or how about you just run a contest called the World Series of for your employees, your customers, your clients, your patients, your whatever it is you want to reward them for doing. Call it the World Series of referrals. Call it if you're a dentist, call it the World Series of showing up for your appointment. I mean, whatever you want to call it, and have this contest go. I mean, in Major League Baseball, it'll go anywhere from 4 to 7 games, from a few days to a couple of weeks. You can have yours run for a couple of months if you want. Just have the World Series of something. The World Series of Poker goes on for, I think, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or something. I have one of my best friends from college that did it for a few years. He has great stories to tell. He went around the circuit and he became a pro poker player. We used to play late at night in the dorm room and for pennies or nickels and dimes and quarters or something. He actually played, won some tournaments, made a lot of money. He said, yeah, but the thing is, we give it all back because we'll bet on anything. We're crazy. We're hanging out with each other and we'll bet on which spider is going to crawl up the wall faster. I mean, so it's just that mentality. I had to get away from it and get back to making some money. Actually, claim to fame, he, as a computer programming major in college, I paid him to write the computer programs for my very first multi-million-dollar business. He wrote the programs to get me to go from doing my fantasy sports leagues by hand and tabulating all the statistics myself by hand to writing the programs to do it, and that allowed me to scale that business up and make a ton of money. Anyway, so unlike the term Super Bowl, by the way, Super Bowl you can't say. So you'll notice that companies that want to do promotions around the Super Bowl say things like, this is a promotion for the big game. So all of our TVs on sale for the big game promotion. Or pizzas are on sale Sunday night in our big game pizza promotion. But apparently World Series, everyone's using it all over the place. So you could run it from, of course, if you're in Houston or Washington, D.C., it's too simple, too easy, too obvious. You want to run a promotion around the event itself. For every run the Astros score, I'm going to give you X 1% off here in our Houston mattress store. Mattress Mac is there in Houston, one of the most fun and successful entrepreneurs in the country. And so he might be running a promotion like that. And then you add up all 7 games and how many runs they score, and you might get 20% off, 30% off. Everyone's now rooting for the team, having fun. You're keeping score. You're keeping track of everything, blah, blah, blah. And you might say, this only applies to sales during the World Series. Too late to wait till it's over and see how much total you got off. Come in and buy something, and then I'll do a rebate of 1% of your purchase for every run the Astros scored during the World Series. But you must make your purchases before the World Series starts, in the weekend before, the 1 week before. Man, you'd have a massive crush of customers coming in and buying stuff and having all kinds of fun about not even knowing how much of a discount they're going to get. Anyway, so you could have so much fun with it if you do something around the World Series, or if you call something the World Series of, or you just take the whole concept of what's known as gamification and you put that into your business. Put milestones that you want your customers and or your employees, your members, your students, your patients, whoever to achieve. Reward them for it. Call it the World Series of something. You can do all kinds of promotions around the World Series, about the actual World Series, have a World Series of your own, create any kind of sporting event of your own. There's so many things you can do and have so much fun using gamification, using contests, using games, whether they're a famous, internationally famous thing like the actual World Series of Major League Baseball, or whether it's just something you invent and call it the World Series, or you do it in, who cares, you do it in March and you call it's the World Series of whatever you want to call it. Again, there's a World Series of grappling, World Series of team roping, World Series or whatever. You could even do it where your customers have to pay some kind of an entry fee. So anyone who buys or whatever gets entered into the World Series of whatever, and then whoever can eat the most cheeseburgers on Tuesday night, wins Tuesday night, and then you come back Wednesday and there's another contest or whatever. I mean, I could have so much fun brainstorming this with you, and the good news is, again, like I said earlier, I'm not just going to pull stuff out of my butt. I have done so much with so many contests and so many fun ways to make money in business over the decades that I will share not only what to do, but probably much more importantly, what not to do. The things that you might overlook when you're putting together a contest or a game or gamification or any kind of fun competition to do with your business. There could be mistakes that you make that could really cause the whole thing to be a mess. So you want that kind of help? It's available for you. Go to helpfromsteve.com. Get on my personal calendar. Go on the phone. We can't be on there all day. We'll do a short call. And in that call, I guarantee I'll help you to have fun and make more money. Now I got to get back to watching the rest of the game. Maybe you are as well. Or if you're watching on the replay, thank you for being here. And I'll be back tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday, where I will share a money-making, business-building tip specifically related to the internet. Hope to see you then. Back to the game I go. Over and out. Bye-bye.